Good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing this morning? Happy Monday. Hey, Rosto. Ronan. Forget about it. What's going on? How you doing? Hey, Seth. I'm just short a little bit at 83. Where's my average? It's not the best average. 83.04, and I covered some in these 82s. I I don't know. I'm a little slow this morning on my execution. I think I'm still very much in weekend mode. I think I also might have picked up a cold. So anyway, I'm flat now. Just get rid of these windows. Oh, what are we doing? What are we doing? Hey, all right. Hey, Raj. What's up, Jam? I am listening. How you doing? Oh, boy. Okay. So, okay, I better get to work, shouldn't I? Alrighty. Overnight inventory is long, 100% long. And that's why I was shorting. And now it's correcting. There we go. I'm looking to see if we can break 67.80. That would be nice. That would be nice. Let's see. So overnight inventory is long, is finally correcting. 100% long because every single trade is above yesterday's close. Right? There's the low, there's yesterday's close. And now we're correcting lower, finally. After hours. After hours and hours and hours. Over 81, but we're still bid 81. Look at that response. Bing. Look at that. Okay, so we found the bid. Pre-market, we found the bid, okay? Right, we found the bid. Sorry, I'm a little unorganized. I had all these thoughts going through my head. I've been working on all sorts of different stuff. Okay, so we had the. You guys ever heard of a mining analyst by the name of John Kaiser? He used to write this thing called the Kaiser Bottom Fisher Report. And he would like find these penny stocks that actually had a good promoter come and take over the shell. And he'd talk about the project. This is so long ago. And he told me about the double triangle. He's a Canadian guy. And the Penguin used to pay him lots of money for deals. And John Kaiser would always talk about the double triangle. And he'd go, that double triangle is the last gasp and then it's over. Now, I don't know what that was rooted in. And he never told me the mechanical reason for it. But I thought of him just now. Hey, Rosemark, how you doing? Yeah, they used to like back before the internet, they used to have these rock star analysts that people would follow around and they'd buy them dinner and put them up in fancy hotels just so they could get an hour with them and get their investment outlook. Kaiser was one of them. Rick Rule, who's still around. Jim Dines. Jim Dines was hilarious. That dude thought he was like James Bond. He'd always travel with two models. What a crazy time it was. Anyway, that chart pattern reminded me of the John Kaiser double triangle. The double triangle, which is a poor high actually, which means sellers are competing there and there. And that's where I should have been shorting here instead of down screwing around here. But I missed it. It's taking a little while for my brain to get tuned up this week. I think it's because I've been thinking about I was thinking about breakouts and how you guys like to trade a breakout. No, the models were paid, Rosemark. The models were paid. Quite handsomely. To stand next to him, and he'd be talking about Kimberlite and drill results. These girls looked like they were falling asleep. It was a strange thing. Mining promotion and stock promotion, there used to be an art to stock promotion. Now it's all pushing buttons and data. But in the old days, you had guys like, what's his name, Basil Pantages, who brought a live alligator into one of the most expensive Italian restaurants in Vancouver. They always had characters. Let's see if we can stay above VWAP. Ugh. Been working on my book, so I've been like recalling all these crazy people that I met along the way. I don't think any of them were actually sane. But boy, we had a lot of fun. So that seller at 84 3/4, they're there like a bad cold. So the shorts are bid 81, wholesales on the offer at 84 3/4. And we're going back and forth over VWAP. Like a shoe shine rag. That guy has made a lot of money over the years. A lot of money. In the old days, he could really move paper. If you paid him to promote your deal, my God, if you got behind the deal back in the old days in the 90s, he could push stock. There we go. Now, there's that seller again. Boom. Sorry, folks. I'm kind of watching this action at VWAP, trying to figure out how long can this go on? How long can we hold price over VWAP? How long can we hold price up here in these 84s? Like, surely we're going to correct inventory. But just how short did everybody get on Friday? Allocations and free stock, Rosemart. He had a huge direct mail business, too, back in the day. He had direct mail, and then he had this beautiful direct mail liquidity business. He sold it to this complete idiot who managed to destroy that entire business in a year. It was like a goose that laid golden eggs, and this idiot managed to destroy it. Ugh. Sorry. All right, back to work. Sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that guy. I remember this. It's weird how chart patterns remind you of people. Like chart patterns will remind me of people and it'll remind me of deals. I'll see some sort of price action or I'll see the offer moving a certain way and it'll spark a memory. It's so weird. You know how sometimes a song will spark a memory or a smell? For me, it's price action. It's the strangest thing. Well, now the candles are getting smaller and smaller, so it's getting slow into the open. Direct mail is when you print up, before the internet, Rosemark, in the days when we used to ride horses to work, there was something called mail. And companies or shareholders would spend a couple of $1 million designing a fancy 12-page brochure that looked like a magazine. They called it a magalog. And they'd send that out to 1 million or 2 million really, really receptive investors, people who would buy a lot of stock. So you'd do things like list selection. The money was in the list. It's an old direct mail saying. Like, you remember Karl Rove, he was a direct mail specialist, right? He just got people elected, not stock sold. But anyway, you find these lists. Like, for example, people who buy a lot of smoked meat online tend to buy a lot of speculative penny stock. Why? I have no idea. What's up now? I'm old. I don't know about stone cold, but I know I'm stone old. Right? So you spend a couple of $1 million and send out these brochures, and then these waves of buying would come in. And you'd try and sell the Glengarry leads, indeed. My first job in the business was selling leads. The Glengarry leads. Then it went from direct mail, so you try and do, yeah, direct mail, pool furniture. You know, patio furniture? Those kind of people buy a lot of stock too. Patio furniture, barbecue accessories, smoked meat. Um, so you'd go to list brokers and you'd test lists because it would cost millions to do these programs. But if you spent $1.5 million, you could maybe sell $10 million worth of stock, you see? And then they invented email. And boy, that was when the world changed. Here we go. Those of you who are long in the 84s, right? 84 and a half, 85. Sell them if you got them. Finally, I got a trade working. That's working. On 5, 4 left. And I am, Jesus, that frickin' seller, man. Thank God I had my orders in. Bastard. Anyway, I got rid of all 4 of them. It left one, and the last one I got rid of at 84 and 3/4. Dirty, rotten. That's why you got to have your orders in, right? That's why you have to have your orders in. Because if you don't have your orders in, I could have been selling 86 on that last one, but somebody came in and just grabbed it, right? They're like, ooh, buyers, suckers, hello. And they just dumped into those 86 bids. Okay, so on your trading checklist for this morning, ladies and germs, you know that there's an aggressive seller out there. He's out there or she's out there. They're in the weeds. But there is somebody who will knock this thing out. I don't know if the shorts will keep it bid up in the morning. I was expecting for lower in Sunday overnight. But I did in the overnight say, listen, guys, I've been talking about lower in the whole update video, but remember what happens. It did the catcher's mitt, right? It was another catcher's mitt. Sell off Friday at the close, take all that cheap inventory, sell it to the drunks coming out on Sunday night. at 2 in the morning. Much higher. Now they put it on sale, but we're having trouble staying under VWAP. That's what you should be noting in your Dear Diary, right? Will the sellers ever return? It was the summer of discontent. Right? Hey, Hank. That was a catcher's mitt. See, the thing is, Raj, I keep thinking that one day somebody will puke, but there's no puking. Nice work, Hank. Good. Do I smell a rat? Oh, there's always a rat, Rosemark. That's the beauty of this business. There's always a rat. In fact, there are multiple rats. But the trick is to ignore the rats and stay focused on your trade. Right? Now, I'm not a macro guy, and I don't know enough about AI to talk about it. I'm still learning. Right? The only thing, what the charts are telling me, and what the liquidity in these markets are telling me, especially in small stocks, there's a lot of like under $5 stuff that trades billions of dollars worth of worthless paper. And it's just beautiful to see. Right? I like markets that you can sell $100 million worth of stock into and nobody even knows you were there. You're in and out like a thief in the night. They don't even know you exist. That's the beauty of these markets. Right? Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to read up about it. My girlfriend has sent me enough AI articles and crypto articles and then articles about mitochondria. I'm so behind in research, and I'm trying to do some work on helping people with breakout trading. Hey Renee, how you doing? I hope you enjoyed Valencia. It is, I think, the time it represents, Alexander, that J period. I noticed that it used to happen in RTH all the time. The old traders call that the afternoon pullback low, right? Usually after a trend or a move higher, right? Oh, hi, Noslow 1709. Welcome to the room. Welcome, welcome. J period in RTH and J period in Globex. They seem to correct inventory. Must be the time of day. J period in Globex happens before London opens, before, was it 7 in the morning? UK time? Yeah, I remember last year I was in Valencia at Christmas time, and everybody looked like they were going to climb Mount Everest, wearing these big puffy jackets, and I was walking around in a t-shirt, and they looked at me like that I was like crazy. What a beautiful place. Good grief. See, now overnight inventory is long, and it's had these little corrections. Do you see this? Here, I'll show you. Right, this correction here. Where is it? Right, we've had two corrections now in overnight inventory, but they're not significant corrections. We've had this one and we've had this one. Right, we have not corrected down to the close, which is a proper correction according to the market profile, guys. You sent me an email? Damn, let me look. Today or earlier? Ah, there you go. Thank you. Okay. I will respond after, for sure. I responded. Okay, here's the deal. If you are short, if you're short and we get above the overnight high and take a run at Friday's high, oh God, how many times have I said this in the last 5 years? I like really am tired of saying it. If we get accepted over Friday's high, be careful shorting because there's nothing above it. Okay? There's nothing above it. And we got 68.04, 68.15, and 68.25 above us as levels. Oh, good grief. Hopefully. We have no news today either, right? The government's shut down, so we're not going to get NFP, LMNOP, ABC, Magnum PI, all the PIs, all that stuff is gone, right? So just trade away. Scoundrels. This market has no brakes either way. Remember that. I think I don't want to bias you or frighten you, but I want you to be prepared. If this government shutdown keeps going, I think we're going to see a lot of monkey business in this market. So make sure you don't make cuckoo trades. Just trade your setup. Don't, trade what you know works. Don't try and get fancy. Keep it real simple. Do what makes money. Don't do what loses money. You know what I mean? Just do what makes money, and if it's not working, sit back. If things get weird, just sit out. You always have the ability to protect your capital. Don't forget that. Hey, Scalp King, what's going on? Oh yeah, we did faxing too. We'd send out like 2 million faxes. Faxing worked. Moved a lot of paper with a fax machine. Most people don't even know what a fax is anymore. We had the best fax guys out of Texas. Ex-Army bomb disposal guys. They were great to work with because they never got stressed out. Like people get stressed out when deals are they're screaming and yelling. These guys were just like, they're used to defusing bombs for a living. They were so cool. Yeah, the good old dial tone, eh, Jim? Well, the thing about working with bomb disposal guys is they're meticulous, right? They don't leave little details. You know, they're very meticulous. You kind of have to be, right? Okay, we are not correcting overnight inventory at all. We're going the wrong way. This thing is totally ass backwards. All right. So when the market is ass backwards, it's telling you that there is a bid. Okay. They're going to sell into it, but right now they're selling very, very gently into it. I mean, and if you're long and if we get over 89, I'll be looking for 90. There's that stop right there. There's 88 and three quarter. Offers lifting. There's close to 90. Would we hit 89 half, three quarter? We get a 90 print. There, they're selling into it there. Gently, though. Gently. Hey, Jerry. It's okay. It's Monday. You know, just follow your process. Every Monday, you follow your process. Okay, so they're selling into the 90s. Okay, there's competition at 90. That's where the seller is. I'm letting it lift. Okay, we're going to open now. There we go. A period high is right at 88 and three quarters. Oh, what a coincidence. And down, 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 down. Let's see what kind of reaction we get at VWAP. Big red candle. Big, 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 big red candle. Okay. There's the reaction. If we can't get over 84, we're going to go down to 81 and test that bid down here. Mm-hmm. Seeing buyers. Seeing buyers here. Looking for that strong sell. It's not entirely clear. Give it a minute or two. You don't have to trade in the first 2 minutes. So right now we're just trading between 84 and three quarters and 87. Just back and forth. Right, waiting for more order flow to come in. Now let's see if we can get underneath 85. Not yet. Not yet. There we go. Down past VWAP. Underneath 83, you'll be covering. If you are short, put some bids in here. And flat. There. I got short underneath 85. Not the greatest trade, just scalping. Trying to get my reflexes and my discipline up. It's slow, yeah. And it's okay, you can make, if you're trading a couple of minis and you're scalping with the mini, you can make like 10, 15 points scalping. You're going to pay a little bit in commission, but it's still not bad. I find today, and I'm talking like this, hopefully it helps you guys. Otherwise, you might think I'm nuts. But what I'm doing is I'm trying to help you guys be self-aware. Like when you have a car, it's got a diagnostic system that's always running, telling you what the fuel pressure is, oil pressure, oxygen, all that crap, right? Lambda sensor, whatever the hell that is, right? When you're trading, you don't have anybody monitoring you, right? So you have to monitor yourself. So being self-aware of the worst is when you think you're smarter than you're not. And you guys all know what I'm talking about. You think, oh, that's a great idea. That's a capital idea. I'm really, really sharp. And then next thing you know, you go and you see money just disappearing out of your account. You have to check those things, right? You have to become self-aware. Lambda is air fuel? Ah, okay, thank you. Right? Anyway, that's what I'm always trying to do. That's why I talk out loud. Like, oh, I'm short biased. I'm seeing this, I'm seeing that. Because am I actually seeing it? Or am I, you know, out to lunch? You always have to check yourself. There's that inventory correction. Here we go. Coming down into the point of control from Friday at 78.5. So it took us 6 minutes to actually get any kind of a decent sell order. But of course it's met with buying right away. Yeah, I spend a lot of time watching the market without trading, making observations. And I've done so. I used to watch other people trade out their deals. Like I'd know, like, if a really, really good trader was running the box on a deal, you know, like we had this one guy that we call Cypress. And Cypress is probably one of the sharpest traders on the street that you've never heard of. This guy has made tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars doing deals, trading out stuff. And he just moves. He can move in and out of a market. You don't even know he's there. You have no idea he's even there. That's trading. So I'd watch him trade and look for his signature, right? So I got into that. I started watching other traders and how they would trade size and run markets. And it was fascinating. You learn so much by watching others. And if you do that when you're watching the ES, you can see things happen. So you can spot that there's a seller now under VWAP, right? Just at 83 and 82 and 3/4 as we creep up, watch. That seller is now here. See? Top of those two candles. So until we clean that up and get over VWAP, I'm still looking to see if that seller is still there. See there, it lifts and prints, then up to VWAP. So that's telling me, oh, they found some suckers. So they're going to raise price. And then when will they sell into it again? Probably here at 85 and a quarter. Ah, thank you. Oh yeah, this one too. Right. Thanks, Dave. See, weekend brain. So I know that there's a seller at 84, but they're not aggressive. Eh? You see how they're not aggressive? When they're not aggressive, I'm thinking, we might sucker some people into buying 84 and a half. But I'll just wait and see. There's no trade for me right just yet. Oh, long weekend. Nice. I keep wanting to short, but I keep missing the good entry. So I know that my timing and my discipline is off. Because I know for me to get good entries, I need to be ultra focused. Right? So if I'm kind of like moving at half speed, then limit the trades. See, there I should have been short 83 against 84. Covering here. Okay. Down to 78. But you notice I'm not always in and out. I'm very choosy about my trades, especially on days like this where I'm not like, as my mother would say, quick on the uptake. Today you're not quick on the uptake. It's a very nice way of saying that you're stupid. But, so when I'm feeling, kind of a bit slow, I'll trade really small, or I'll just sit and watch. Right. And if I start scratching a lot, I'll stop. I scratch a couple of times, I'm like, okay, I'm off. I'm offside a bit. I don't quite have the rhythm. And the more and more these markets are completely automated, it's very hard to get a rhythm. You have to really purely trade the levels and the order flow, and that's hard. It's a lot easier said than done. I think we might correct inventory later in the day if this keeps up. You know how it'll kind of it'll sit up here, and we'll try and we'll try and get rid of as much inventory up here as we can, and then sell off at the end of the day. Let's see if that happens. That's one thing. And then what's our high here? Is our high 88 and three quarters? Okay. Oh crap. Damn it. Okay, I missed that. See, I'm missing details. Yesterday I was telling people the devil's in the details. Well, I'm missing details today. So I gotta smarten up. Right? Sometimes you just gotta smarten up. Get serious about work. So, remember what we were talking about, that double triangle? Whoop, damn. Jeez, JJ, you not draw, right? Second one, we got overhanging supply. You guys see that? Supply will push price lower. Looking for 75 and a quarter. Let's see. Give it a good flush. There's too many people short. Too many people short. Too many buyers. Yeah, I never really. That's the first time, Mike. This guy told me about this double triangle thing in 1996. I had no idea what the hell he was talking about because I had never looked at charts. Right? I had never looked at charts. Right? So people are like, "How did you trade?" Well, you let market makers take you out for dinner. That's how you trade. Right? So there we go. If you're shorting that 70, the look above and fail of 78. Finally, I got my act together. I'm flat at 74. Right? Yeah, because when I started on the trade desk, we didn't look at charts. It was all about relationships. Nice work, Omen. Now that M low, that's where that bid came in hot and heavy this morning. I was doing a one-on-one when we saw that, and that thing came in hot and heavy there. Let's see if the buyers are still there. They're front running it now, right? There's that old level, 71 half. We got down to 72 three quarter, and all of a sudden the buyers came straight in. So in that empty space, there are a bunch of unfilled buy orders. That's what creates support. Look below and fail of 75 should take you up to 78. Hey, Taco, what's going on? Oh, okay. We still haven't gotten down to the overnight low. So we're going to do a little back and forth right now. You using hotkeys or something? Oh, it's okay, Jerry. Yeah, good, 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 good. That's good. Well, that's a little bit better than I thought on the long. I didn't take that. Look below and fail of 75. Should be a seller somewhere around here. Probably right there. Oh, there it is. 79 3/4 80. There should be a seller. There they are. Told you. Isn't it nice to know where the sellers are? You know they're hiding in the bushes up there at 80. So if you were long 75, 76, get out of it at 79. Take your profits. Get paid. Retail traders, one thing, and I said this on Friday. Retail traders, retail traders are not used to getting paid. And that's a problem in retail trading. We should learn to get paid so you expect to get paid, so you do business to get paid, instead of taking wild, outlandish trades based on ego and gossip. Even if you get paid 20 bucks a day, 50 bucks a day, you're making money consistently. And you're trading yourself to expect to get paid. And that is the point of business, right? Let's see if those 80 sellers are still there. Got to get paid. They saw some buyers, filled them at 81, back down under 80. Now, if we stay underneath VWAP, what I'd like to see is that point of control from the overnight and here. I'd like to see that drop down here and some volume to build up before we go back up again. Now, for some reason, something's screaming short in the back of my head. Let's see what happens in the next candle. You guys still awake? See, that's where I saw it, but I didn't execute because I was too slow. I saw that seller front run 80 where the white line was just by a tick. I was like, shit, hit the 79. Am I ever long biased? I'm a wholesaler. You know, oh, but just for asking that question, I sold you 10. Now you're long 10, Omen. See you tomorrow, mother truck. I had a buddy of mine. He was a market maker. Here we go. Let's go chest that M low. Come on now. He was a market maker in Florida. And if he was on the offer of a stock and you called him to find out how much he was there for, who he was representing, he would hate. He knew you're not supposed to be asking that question, and he hated that you asked it. He'd be like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, by any chance, can you? He's like, you're long 10. I'm like, ah, crap. Buy 10,000 shares just for asking. They'd be like, that's what you get for trying to size me. 75 and a quarter long. Can we get 77 and a quarter? There we go. Maybe 1.5. Nah, flat. I don't mind going long. I'm always short biased. I'm trading long probably 70 to 80% of the time while I'm short biased. And that took me, learning how to trade against my bias was the hardest thing I ever had to do. It was frickin' impossible at first. Oh my God. That's why we have a checklist with the offer, right? If you're going to go short, you got to have a seller. If the seller's not there, what the hell are you doing short? Right? Just like the song. Remember, what the hell am I doing drinking in LA? What the hell am I shorting a market with no supply? That should be another song. Now the candles get small, business gets slow, and we're still in A period. Come on, down 71 and a half. This is like waiting for the cable guy to show up. Dear God, how many people shorted this thing on Friday? Come on. You can do it. Couple of more points. There we go. Come on. There we go. Doesn't that feel better? Healthy markets know how to liquidate. Oh, thanks, Leslie. How you doing? There we go. Oh, one more tick. Come on. One more tick. They're front running the reference now. Nice work, Omen. It's amazing how precise this market is. I mean, it stopped to the tick before it even broke the stop. So that means the sellers saw buyers pushing up against that level to get in. And as soon as they saw the bids come in underneath 71, lifted the offer. You know, make them pay more, make them push it up. Keep doing that as long as they're coming. Only when they break, then they'll be forced to sell lower. But until then, no need to. There we go. Looking for 69. And then the overnight low at 67. Well done, Omen. Well done. Nice work. Now take the money and run. And let's see. This is the boring part. And if we can't break the overnight low, we'll just sit and go sideways in this area here and absorb all the inventory from above. Wait for the next trade. Have fun in Madrid, Renee. Enjoy. Okay. You guys are quiet. Everybody in a trade? Anybody there? Everyone, where's Jam? Where's Mr. Hyperactive? Still trying to recover from last week. He crashed. Oh, man. Ah, nice work, $6 million man. Oh. Yeah, we've been trend up, what, since the end of the month? Haven't broken trend yet. Maybe we break trend today, which means we'd have to take out 67.50. There's the point of control. There we go. Looking for the overnight low. Incoming. Front running the overnight low. That should break. When it does, let's see if we can get down to the close from Friday. No, there we go. We actually had a normal inventory correction. How about that? Boy, it's been a slow morning, though. It took its time. It sure took its time getting lower. Should be a seller somewhere at 71. Yep. You know why I said there'd be a seller at 71? Because right there, when B period took out the A low, there'll be trapped longs above this level, I'm figuring. That's a little market profile thing. Just like when we look at bids, you know? You know, if you want to scalp short 71 versus 69 kind of thing, you know, just for ticks, if you're quick. There you go. You just get flat. You know, sell 70 a half against 71. Try and get 68, 67, wherever you can, you know. Good work, Hank. Have a good one. Keep that money now. Keep that money. Second time we cleared that inventory out, so we'll clear 71. The next set of sellers is going to be around 74 and a quarter, just so you know. Yeah, it's nice to actually be able to short. It's been how long, Scalp King? Like to actually have maybe one or like to have like you get one short and then usually it's like long, 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 long. One short if you catch it. This one, you know, we've had a couple of shorts you could, you know, short it again. Hey, not bad. It's been a very, very dry market for short sellers. See, there's the point of control moving down. Now let's see if this stabilizes price. Hey Matt, how you doing? All good, quiet, nice slow Monday morning, no stress. Scalping my way into the week. Low risk. Low risk, low drama, you know? We didn't get up to 74 even. Okay. NQ getting bid. All your fancy AI stocks are probably running again, eh? I haven't even looked at equities this morning. That's one thing that I need to work on, trader development. I need to look at more of the market. I'm really in a vacuum when it comes to ES. I don't look at anything else. I've gotten so focused on just making my money and getting out. I don't look at anything else, which is a bit irresponsible. Yeah, I sometimes I get like serious blinders on. 71, 72 seller. See, they've been stepping it down, huh? Like selling here, then here, then here. Now they're not letting it get to 72. So there you get that trend line down again, right? Where the offer is moving lower. Trend line up, bids moving higher, offers moving higher. Trend line lower, things on sale. How is gold this morning? Another new high? Oh, 67.35 would be nice, Doc. That'd be a good liquidation. Yes, it confuses me too, Howard. So just sit. Have a break. Have a Coke and a smile. Like the old TV commercial. Just relax. When you're confused, Howard, you should relax. It's a great way to deal with confusion. Because if you relax, you'll start picking up clues. Right? And listen, you don't have to know exactly what's going to happen every minute in a market. It's not possible. Right? I don't know what's going to happen next right now. I have no clue. That's why I'm so chill. Wait for the obvious setup, Howard. When the business is so obvious, you have no choice but to execute. Get it? That's how you're going to keep from getting into trouble in challenging markets. Right? Is when you're confused, don't make a move. Is it a long? Is it a short? We haven't tagged the close yet. We still have 18 minutes left in this period. I've been up since 3 in the morning, and so I'm starting to get. I made a little bit of scratch, right? I scalped away a little bit. I'm just going to let that sit. And quite honestly, if that's all the trading I do today, I'm not giving back any money. That's for sure. Right? The money that I've made today, they're not getting it back. So, unless the trade is really, really obvious, I'm leaving the gun in the holster. Yep. That's It's good. We're piercing through those 74s. Let's move that offer up. Come on, let's get it up here. Right? Let's get it up over 75. Point of control is underneath us now, right? Good accumulation. Good accumulation. Take this. Now go sell it up here. Go sideways up here. Right? We should be able to hold 72. Another catcher's mitt. Couldn't take out the close, look below, and fail of the overnight low. That's what I missed. And nobody called that out. You guys missed it all too. You're supposed to go, hey JJ, you missed something. You sleepy rascals. You missed something. Good lookout block, Matt. Good lookout block. That's definitely a Calgary Dino lookout block. Ah. There we go, right to 75 quarter. Okay. Just kind of go sideways here and see if any buyers come in. Point of control creeps up a little bit higher. Good distribution. If we had any follow through, we'd get right back up to VWAP. But heck, if I was logged 71, I'd be perfectly happy with 75. Yeah, Dave, 1 in the morning, you still up. Taco, I think that target will work. If we get enough people short under 72, we should be able to break 76 half. Those under 72, 73 shorts, when they realize that they're trapped, they'll pop the offer up to 78 and you can dump into it. It's very slow and measured trading today, which actually makes it okay for us. You know, I don't know. When does daylight savings happen? I never know when that happens. Anyone? Is it November? End of October? Something like that, isn't it? November. Okay. How is gold today? What are all the gold bugs doing? We should go do a gold deal. We should have the trading syndicate gold deal. Does anybody have like a piece of moose pasture somewhere, like Nova Scotia or northern Canada? No, let's not do Canada. Where else do they have gold? Someplace where you don't have to do a 43-101. That would be advantageous. Yeah, go grab a piece of land. Ugh. Put a drill on it. Australia, we could have Dave. Dave could do all the logistics. We need to do or we could leverage off a gold deal and do a treasure hunter deal. Anybody know of any sunken ships anywhere? I know, Dave. I still have to call you. That's going to happen this week. Cape Cod. Sunken treasure off the coast of Cape Cod. Now, wouldn't that be something? We have a deal, I know. I always joke. I like treasure hunter deals because you can get people to buy stock. Like, you spin a good yarn, a couple of pirates, Davy Jones's locker, all that stuff. People love a good treasure hunter deal. You keep the stock under a nickel and you just do billions of shares. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah, the story sells itself. Look at the Curse of Oak Island. They've kept that thing running now for what, 8, 9 years? Pocket's right up at 75. Yeah. And we got distribution here, Taco, right at 76. AMD. Yeah, just a little bit of distribution here, right? What we picked up down here, remember when the point of control was here? Now it's moved up here, so we're just distributing, right? And that's why we can't get above 76 just yet. Oh, not a bad Monday morning. Pay the phone bill and the light bill. Not a bad start to the week. Sure, we're not hitting home runs, but it's still Monday morning. It's okay. I'll take base hits. Base hits add up in this business. 300 there, 500 there, 300 there. At the end of the day, it adds up. I think we're going to creep up to VWAP now. Oh, remember I said when the shorts figure out they're screwed? There, one just did. Drop some size up to 78. Remember I said they'd lift the offer up to 78? Just took a little while longer. They'll sell into it at VWAP. See, it hit Friday's POC to the tick. Very, very mechanical markets. Oh, good stuff, Matt. DM me at any time if you're in the room. Cost basis is the biggest thing in trading. And it's the biggest thing in trading that nobody ever talks about. Because here's the rule in business. He who has the lowest cost basis has already won. That's why I like trading futures, because there's nobody out there with zero cost product or near zero cost, right? There's nobody financed it. Like it's trading 67, 76. It's not like somebody owns it at like 5 and selling into it here and liquidating. Yeah, I probably would have been out by now. I don't think I would have caught that 78 move while I was still in his trade. That's okay. Nice trade, Taco. Nice trade. You ran that nicely. Oh, 6 minutes left. Yeah, Matt, give me a shout inside the room anytime you need help. It's a nice clean chart, Taco. Nice and clean. Is that Ninja Trader? And we're back on sale. Yeah, learn with the micro. The micro is great. You know why? Because you can't get into too much trouble, right? And the order flow is very similar to the mini. It's going to be a little different, but you get used to it. It's like learning how to ride a mini bike before you throw your leg over a GSXR 750. You know, the micro is good. You might lay it down a couple of times, but you know you won't hurt yourself too bad. Did you? Oh, I haven't seen that. Trading with the mini when you just start trading, it just even if you have the money, it reminds me in Vancouver in the 90s when all the rich guys went out and bought Harleys and they had never ridden a motorcycle. Oh, it was bad. Dropping bikes everywhere. Yeah, it's all about supply, right? It's about taking that supply and selling it as high as you can. Now let's see if we can lift this thing over 78. There's still a seller at 78. Not really aggressive, but annoying. Let's see if we can lift the 78 offer and go print VWAP. I know, Dave. If I lived in Australia, I probably would have bought your motorcycle by now. And my girlfriend would have killed me. Oh, boy, this is slow. Well, folks, I want to thank you for being with us. Appreciate you all. I'm sure we'll get better price action as the week progresses. Looks like you're going to have to wait for C period. Oh, here we go. We're creeping. We're creeping up on VWAP. Slowly creeping up there. Very mechanical market again. We will see you tomorrow. Thank you for joining us at the tradingsyndicate.org. We appreciate you. Please drop by. We have something very special coming with our new AI assistant, which I thought was crazy until I started trying it, and I was really quite surprised. And it's a wonderful resource to have. Come check it out. Also check out our room. We keep the price low so people can afford to learn. And we don't just do ES. We do we do equities. We do crypto and all of that stuff. Thanks, folks. Have a great afternoon. Trade smart out there, okay? And if you need me, reach out. I'll be back in about an hour. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Bye for now.